Some may wonder why Tiffany Mitchell won America's Favorite Player. Others, I'm sure, aren't wondering at all because they're celebrating this. Well, the reason why Tiffany was awarded AFP is the same reason why DAVONNE won AFP last year. It's because America loves enabling the Tiffany and DAVONNEs of the world. And what do I mean by that? Well, the Tiffany and DAVONNEs of the world are the ones who say things like, I got Whitey number one and Whitey number two at home, with one of the Whiteys having multiple kids. But then these same type of females will go online calling other males of another hue, another color, black, calling them betas and dusties for having multiple kids. But yet they will cheerlead and celebrate chicks like this. Also, they are the ones who will call a black man an Uncle Tom while defending George Floyd and having Black Lives Matter on their Twitter banner. They also are the ones that meets every negative stereotype, like being a loudmouth, being combative, being delusional and narcissistic about how great they are despite the evidence to the contrary. In fact, it's many like these types which get enabled even outside of Big Brother. Just look at the woke black liberal female figures in politics and entertainment. And one of the leading examples of a Tiffany and DAVONNE type is Philadelphia Police Chief Danielle Outlaw. Now, this chick is a horrible police chief. She worked in Portland during that Chaz situation where they allowed protest rioters to take up several blocks of an area, which resulted in a teenager getting killed and multiple people being raped. And now she's a police chief in Philadelphia where the murder rate is insane, like many other woke cities nationwide. And instead of blaming the problem on the upbringing, she, like others of her type, blame guns and says things like single mothers like her make the best cops despite evidence to the contrary. And shout out to AK Nation News for highlighting this story. Danielle Outlaw is a clear Tiffany and DAVONNE type. Hell, she even looks like Tiffany. And then you have others like Cori Bush, a female pastor and U.S. Congresswoman of St. Louis, another crime-ridden area, and she promotes the idea of both men and women giving birth, referring to them as birthing people. You have Angela Rye. She's a loudmouth, combative, fake intellectual on CNN who, despite her degrees, talks and acts like a hood rat on a news channel and is known for dating rappers. This is the image of a college-educated woman that the woke white liberals love to promote. Then you have the director of Cuties. Now, this is a woman that was enabled to direct a soft-core child porn that's still on Netflix called Cuties, a movie where over 611 and 12-year-old girls was auditioned to play a group of 4 girls that behaved in sexual explicit ways, gyrating and twerking and doing other suggestive things. And this bitch tried to defend herself and her pedo movie by playing the race card. And you can only imagine where all of those audition tapes go. Where are all those audition tapes? All those videos on the dark web somewhere, arousing some pedophile within mainstream entertainment or within the general public that has access to the dark web. This bitch defended herself by saying racism. Anyway, then you have Stacey Abrams, another Tiffany and DAVONNE type, a failed romance novelist who ran for office in Georgia and tried to make a big deal about people not having an ID to vote. She also cheerleaded Atlanta businesses, a lot of them which are black, on missing out on hundreds of millions of dollars due to Major League Baseball boycotting Georgia over bullshit. They boycotted and moved to Colorado, where most of the businesses aren't black. And then you have Joy Reid. She's another loudmouth with her own TV show on MSNBC, who recently made a big stink about a white girl YouTuber who went missing. And she played the race hustle by saying black girls missing don't get coverage. But this chick has her own TV show on a major news network. Why doesn't she cover it? Why doesn't she cover it herself? It's because she's a fake-ass poser, just like a Tiffany and DAVONNE type. And she also recently attacked a black woman called Nicki Minaj because she dared question the vax, which a relative of hers had a bad reaction to recently. And then you have the BLM co-founders and Me Too founders. BLM, who hates the family and heterosexuals and claim they hate white people, but they all have mainstream deals and live in $1 million homes and have relationships with white women. And the Me Too chick, which, funny enough, when you look up the Me Too chick's deal, she has a deal with CBS. But yeah, the Me Too chick started this, topple the patriarchy movement called Me Too, which was initially set to target just black men, but, actresses and other people used it as the opportunity to attack other men and take their positions. But this KRS-One looking chick will claim to be an ally despite the evidence to the contrary. And then you have Jamel Hill, another type, who said straight black men are the white people of black people. Another miserable loudmouth who plays the fake ally game. And then you have Oprah Winfrey. Oprah had a show for decades where she shitted on black dudes and ass-licked suburb and rich white women's asses. And now she is fully engaged in the race hustle black victimhood while being worth $1 billion. Then you have Lena Waithe. Now this wannabe dude, she's a wannabe dude chick version of the Tiffany and DAVONNE types. And women like Lena Waithe enjoys questioning the works of men, particularly black men, that actually have talent. And she did this recently when she said Will Smith and Denzel Washington don't finance films with black talent. Despite Will Smith, who did things with his son, did the ATL movies, and Denzel Washington, who has done Fences, and Antoine Fisher, and he's doing something with Michael B. Jordan. Clearly, she probably made a proposal, but they didn't want to sponsor a no-talented bitch like her. And she had to have something to say about it. But these are just a few examples of the Tiffany and DAVONNE types that the woke white libtards love enabling. And it's so many more, and most of them aren't famous at all. But it makes sense since conquerors throughout time have always conquered a people through their female population. And this imprisoned message of victimhood and bragging about symbolic bullshit like CBS has been doing all season with cookout members and their fans leading the charge, it really just sums up they're all a part of the same step and fetch it hive mind that exists with others like them in other aspects of society and media. And the leading example of their prized token this season isn't the first black winner of Big Brother, it's the AFP winner, Tiffany, because that's the hierarchy that they've set up. Now, I'll end this video by quoting a great follow on Twitter if you have it. He's at Scoon TV, and he talks about symbolic bullshit perfectly. Right here, with him stating, quote, bootlickers live for symbolism. Being the first black anything to access a white space is their idea of success. Proximity to the object of their adulation is their life goal. When denied that honor, they will throw a temper tantrum like a bratty woman crying for attention. I couldn't have said it any better myself. So, this will be my last video talking about Big Brother bullshit. My future videos will talk about the cookout mentality and the real Big Brother. You know, the Big Brother of life. And how it really parallels everything that went on during this season. So I will be heading a lot of my videos with Big Brother Life Game, and then featuring a particular story, and show you how the cookout members and the cookout fans and how they function and exist in real life, and how that influences and affects the real life game, you know, the game of life that we all have to experience until the day we die.